everyone. Welcome to Millennial Stitchers or Millennial Fabrics, however you may have come across this video. I'm Sarah and I am so happy that you are here. If you are a returning viewer, you're the real MVP because I have been gone for more than a bit. It's been over a year since I filmed a Flosstube, and that's really because, guys, I haven't been able to do a whole lot of stitching. I think I'm gonna start this video, even though it's a StitchCon recap video, with a little bit of some life updates to kind of touch base on where we are. So I am, as of 2 weeks ago, I believe it's 2 weeks ago, officially full-time Millennial Fabrics. So I have taken a step back from teaching right now to spend as much time focusing on Millennial Fabrics as I can. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna give it a year and kind of see where we are. But I'm very, very hopeful for what the future is going to bring. So you're gonna see some regular Flosstube videos coming your way pretty soon, but today we're doing a StitchCon recap, and then the next video we see is going to be a doozy. Okay, it's going to be a whip parade. Now, I've never really filmed a legitimate whip parade, and guys, I have over 30 whips, so I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. But I did get a nifty new little recording device. Shout out to Milka from Mega Stitches, because I totally copied her. She had this at StitchCon and I was like, ooh, I have to have that immediately. So it's gonna kind of help stabilize a little bit, and I'm hoping that that will be effective for us. So with that being said, we're just gonna jump right in. I'm not totally sure how much editing I'm gonna do on this video, but we're gonna try, because I have lots of pictures that I would love to be able to share with you. So here we go. So I went to StitchCon Weekend A of 2025, if you're watching this video in the future. And this is my second StitchCon. So I went to StitchCon for the first time last year in 2024. So I'll tell you a little bit about the trip. So I live in Pulaski, Virginia, which is about half an hour from Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech is located, to kind of give you a roundabout idea where I am. So our trip kind of all started with my friend Gina and I. We were gonna drive down together. So Gina had to work during the night, so we weren't able to leave until around 11 a.m. And then guess what? Got an email that said, oh, sign up for Nashville 2026. So I had to do that pronto. So then that put me a little bit behind. And also I procrastinated a little bit and didn't pack until the day of, but you know, what are you gonna do? That's just me. So I had the clothes washed though, okay? They weren't in the suitcase ready to go. And between packing and my cats, I get very distracted. But anyway, so I was a little late picking up Gina. But I told her, I said, Gina, I just want to pay the tolls this year, because last year we tried to avoid the tolls on the Waze app. If you guys use Waze, you might know where this is going. I tried to avoid the tolls, and we ended up on a mountain for a very long time, and it was like, we almost had to like go to the bathroom outside the road. Like, it was a long time. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, that might be too much information, but welcome to me. So I was like, we're not doing that this time. We're going to pay the $9.50 in tolls. So I put on my phone what I thought was no tolls. Well, the trip was supposed to be 5.5 hours. We're 3 hours into this trip, and we are in the middle of nowhere on a residential neighborhood going 15 miles an hour in West Virginia. And I'm driving. I said, Gina, I'm not sure we're going the right way. And she said, let me just see your phone real quick. And she looks and she said, Sarah, why do you have avoid tolls checked? So needless to say, between our bathroom breaks, the avoid tolls in the middle of nowhere I had us on, our trip that was supposed to take 5.5 hours took 8.5, 9. It's okay. It's okay. So then there's a stretch of road. I have no idea what this road's actually. Bob Evans Highway was what it's called, because I thought that was a funny name. Anyway, Bob Evans Highway. We were on that highway, and if you're familiar with that road, there's nowhere to stop and go to the bathroom. Nowhere. Okay. Well, I was afraid we were going to get stuck on that road. So we're stopping like every half an hour to go to the bathroom because I'm panicky. Well, we did find Bob Evans Highway, and it was 95 miles without being able to stop, which, you know, anyway. we were getting excited by the time we were done with that Bob Evans highway. We're like, we're an hour out. And our sweet friends Lynn and Tammy were messaging me, and they were like, let's go to dinner. And I was like, it's probably gonna be like 8:30 by the time we even get there, if we're lucky. So we decided to eat at a different time, and Gina and I were like, let's just eat on the way in. Well, in Cincinnati, Ohio, we really quickly realized, well, I had watched Just Keep Stitching from Pam and Steph. I try to watch their Flosstube as much as possible, and they had said that cicadas were around. Well, I haven't seen a cicada since I was really young. Yeah, they're in Cincinnati, and ew. Ooh. They were there. We got out. We went to Outback Steakhouse and had some dinner, but the cicadas were out. Okay. So then we arrived at the hotel. Now we were staying with our friend Karen, so we were like, we've arrived. And we got there and we gave all of our hugs and everything. So Karen is a friend that we met at a different retreat a couple years ago. That was the Salty Yarns retreat, my very first retreat ever. We met Karen. So we've been kind of hanging out with her at different points in time. We find her at different retreats, and she was at StitchCon last year as well. So we decided we were all gonna bunk up and stay together. So this was on Wednesday of last week. But it was pretty late. We went downstairs and did a little bit of nighttime stitching, but we had been on the road all day and we were pretty tired. So we also knew we had to be up bright and early, because last year, if you've never been to StitchCon, they opened the doors at 10 a.m. But people are borderline camping out to get in. So we knew a lot of people that were going this year. So a couple names, if you are in our group, that you might be familiar with. Heather Carty was going to be there. I was going to get to meet her for the first time, and we met a whole bunch of other folks there from Millennial Fabrics as well, and I'm going to put some pictures of them in here. But our friend Joey was there from last year, and Tammy and Lynn, and we had a lot of people, and then Karen, Gina, myself. We had a lot of people that we wanted to sit with. I believe we had 7 or 8. Well, a table will only fit 6. Okay, so we needed 2 tables. Well, another lesson that we learned from last year was that we might not want to be in the center of the room, because you're thinking 300 stitchers, it's a lot of tables. I'm not a small human being. I had to like get to the table and back and all the things. So we wanted to be on the outskirts if possible. So we waited in line. We decided we were going to get there at 7 a.m. Well, what we didn't discuss when we were discussing like shower arrangements and stuff like that was what time we were going to wake up Sarah. Well, I'm a heavy sleeper, people, and so they woke me up at 7 and they were like, we're going to go get in line, take your time. Well, I also take an eternity to get ready, so I rolled down there 7:45, like ready to roll, and so they were already in line, and they had been there since 7. The doors don't open till 10, and they were still in a wraparound behind. I'll try to insert a video so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. But we had a pretty good spot in line. We were like, oh yeah, we'll definitely be able to get a good table. So we were waiting there, and then here comes Heather through the doors, and we're like, oh my gosh, hi Heather. So we got to meet her. That was super duper fun. And then the fun began, and they opened the doors. So when you enter into StitchCon, last year we got like a shoulder bag. This year they gave us, and I'm gonna show you, I do have stuff in this bag because I've been using it, which, let me just take that project out. I got a lovely StitchCon backpack. So it's a really nice backpack, and it's insulated in here, and it's got a nice zipper pocket right here with the StitchCon logo. There's also a key ring in there as well. So a really nice, very usable, great size backpack. It fits my project bags perfectly, that I've come to find out. And then you were also given this awesome item. I was like, what is this? It is a StitchCon branded phone stand. Right, so it pops up like this, but what I found is that this actually fits my iPad perfectly. So it's been very handy. I've used it a lot. And then we could also get a StitchCon sticker, which I got right here, and I put it on my iPad. And then the different thing this year is that we used an app called Guide. So you downloaded the app and you signed into it, and it had the whole itinerary schedule, everything on there. So there was no shopping on the first day. The first day you got to do a little sneak peek to really tease you. Well, Millennial Fabrics, so we had a trunk show there. We shipped off 91 pounds of fabric. We had a ton of new colors released. So we were very, very excited about our trunk show. So last year at StitchCon, it's kind of what helped ignite the fire in Millennial Fabrics. It really got our name out there, because where else are you going to get exposure to 600 stitchers? So that was really, really exciting. But this year, I wanted to pass out like a goodie to everybody, but we did fabric cuts last year, and I couldn't do it again this year. And then with everything going on with the US right now, it's been kind of hard to get Aida as well. So I didn't have extra Aida to kind of give away, but I did make keychains. Now I'm going to show you my keychain premise of what I gave, if I can find one, that I gave away, but these are a little bit different because I gave away every single one that I made. Okay, so I made these little keychains, and again, there's 300 people, so I tried to make 300. Sorry about the little jump there. My phone started to ring, so it paused the recording. But this is a general idea of what I gave out. So I ran out of the letter beads that I was using to make keychains, but I did make a few more of these for myself, and I used them as bag charms to go on my zipper. But the ones that I gave out had like a decorative ball on the end of them, and then they said little things like Sal or Whip or Stitcher. Now I couldn't put StitchCon because that's a trademarked phrase, but I was able to do different stitchy words from the community. So I believe I made 194 or 98 of these, and I thought my fingers were gonna fall off from doing that. Now, full disclosure, I didn't start making those until 2 days before I left like a crazy person, but it's okay. I wouldn't be me without that, right? Okay, so later in this video, we're gonna go over some goodies that I received as well when I was handing these out. So after we got ourselves all situated, we started stitching up a storm. We were waiting on our friend Barbara to get there. She had a long drive, so she came in a little bit late. We were saving her a seat, and then we had one open seat available. And at StitchCon, if you have an empty seat, you have like a thing that comes up and it says join us, which I love, because going into a retreat on your own is a scary thing, and not knowing where you're gonna sit, it can be really intimidating. So these are all saying, hey, we have an open seat, come sit with us, come stitch with us. So we had that open, and then later in the evening, Barbara from Keepsakes, who puts it on, with Stephanie, of course, from Just Keep Stitching, her right hand man, you like that Hamilton quote there, they did their welcome speech. So she introduced her staff, we introduced the charity for the year, etc. And then we stitched the night away, did some nighttime stitching that evening, hung out a little bit with Teresa from Needle Bling Designs and Fabrics. I love her. She is so sweet. And I kind of, in my brain, she's like my unofficial mentor a little bit. She's a wonderful person. And then, yeah, so then the next day on Saturday, we stitched all darn day, only got up to eat. And pretty much we stitched up a storm. So I went around, I handed my stuff out, I obtained all these items, people came around and dropped items to me. We were sitting one table away from the Virginia Stitcher. I fangirled a little bit because I love her videos, especially her whip parades. So I had to tell her that, of course. But I did have one big thing I did forget to mention. When I checked into StitchCon, Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching goes, oh, hey, Sarah. She knew me. What? Now, we are Facebook friends. I will say that. But like, I freaked a little bit. I actually had to step away, and I went and called Nathan, and I said, you're not going to believe what happened. Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching knew my name. That's an exciting thing for me, people, okay? She's a celebrity to me. Her and Pam, I watch them. They're like on my TV every week. It was really, really cool. So anyway, tons of floss tubers there. Cam the Stitcher, Bridgen was there. Let's see. Stitch Across the Globe, the Virginia Stitcher, Potty Mouth Stitcher Heidi, she's a friend of mine, she was there. There were so many Flosstubers. Brenda was there. I actually got a picture with Brenda. We were doing the same project, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it was amazing. Amazing. We got to meet so many wonderful people. I got to see some people oohing and eyeing over our fabric, which was really, really exciting. And I'm going to put some pictures in and kind of explain them as well. But now we are going to go over some of the goodies that I got at the shop, as well as given from folks. And then after we do that, we're going to talk about my little start-a-thon that I had while I was there that I wasn't intentional. I didn't plan on that exactly, but you know, the best things come from things you don't plan. So this is an item that I was super duper excited about. So this is from Boomerang Stitches. They made this really, really cool retreat journal. So this thing is awesome. I haven't seen it before, but I'm really big on like notating stuff and keeping track, writing stuff down. I like stuff like that. So when I saw this in the annex, I had to get it right away. It was kind of that thing that was in my brain, and I was like, okay, Sarah, you have to get down there when they open tomorrow so you can pick this item up. I had to have it. All right, so Boomerang Stitches, oh my gosh, this journal is so cute. Amity, you did an awesome job designing this. So basically, one of the reasons I told myself I had to have this book, you know, like girl math, I had to like talk to myself through it. I was like, okay, I'm going to spend the money and get the book because I need it, because this is my first trip as a full-time business owner, right? Yeah, definitely. So it comes with a spot for you to put 12 different retreats. It also has a virtual retreat section, a Stitchy meetup section, future retreats, Stitchy Friends, wish list, notes, and then it even has some pages for you to design your own charts, create, and then a pattern stitch party. So of course I had to fill in all of the StitchCon information. So of course I put on here what the event was, who hosted it, their phone number, the dates, the cost, how I got there, and then it lets you kind of write down some different activities that they have and that I participated in. I'm really bad about participating in smalls exchanges. My brain tells me I want to, but then I never prepare for them. But there was an excellent freebie table. There was, of course, the vendors and the annex and the trunk shows. We had a swag bag, and then they did some door prizes as well. And then the hotel had a great breakfast, which you guys know that matters. They also had sufficient overhead lighting. I made note of that. There was electricity each of the tables, and then Gina brought one of the stands, the power stands. That was really nice. I need to get me one of those. I made a note to make sure that I turned off no tolls. Or I turned on no tolls. Or no. I need to make sure that I'll just pay the tolls. That's what I meant. Okay. Some restaurants to try. So, okay. I hope I don't upset anyone greatly when I say this, but Skyline Chili is not for me, people. It's not my thing. It made my tummy hurt last time I ate it, so wasn't gonna do that this year. But La Rosa's Pizza, so good. So I was really excited, right? We went and we drove to the La Rosa's that we went to last year. Guys, they were closed. They're remodeling. Oh, then we went to another La Rosa's, a car full of us, and they said, well, we don't have any indoor dining. No. So we gave up that time. We gave up and we went to Raising Cane's. Well, then the next day I was like, let's try one more. And we finally found one that had dining. So we were able to eat there. So, and then there's a spot for local attractions. I said, no idea. We stitched. I thought that was pretty funny. I make myself laugh. But there were over 50 trunk shows there, which I thought was really, really cool. And then there's also a spot for you to put different projects that you actively work on while you're there. And I actually need to finish this up because I didn't finish it. But I worked on mainly my Life Comes with a Mother pattern. I really worked on that for almost a full day. I put in over 1,000 stitches on that, and you'll be able to see that during the whip parade. And then the rest of the time I worked on my 5 new starts. For table gifts from us, we gave little pack that had 5 different fancy flosses. So it was a variety of Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks. We also gave a needle minder, a full pack of needles, and I think there was one other goodie in there and I can't remember what it was. But the big thing that we did this year is we donated to the charity auction this year. So Millennial Fabrics, if you don't know, we do a Fabric of the Month club. We've been doing that for well over a year now, probably actually going on 2 years. And we decided to donate a fat quarter of your desired count for a full year for the auction. And guys, our Fabric of the Month sold for $1,000. We got to raise for charity. So this year's charity was raising money for school-age children to get eye care, eye exams, and then glasses. So that was really great, and something that kind of hit home to my teacher heart a little bit. And then this journal also has a spot for you to put your table mates. So I'm gonna do me a little shout out of some table mates here. So we had Karen at our table, Lynn, Tammy, Barbara, and Shelly, and Lori, and Gina, and Heather, and another Lori with an I, Laura, and Kathy. So we were table 44 and table 45. We took our table pictures and everything together because we were one table at heart. And then I did start a stitch along with Barbara and Karen that I'm really excited about, that you'll see later on in this video. So that was the retreat journal and everything that entailed. And then it also came, of course, with a sticker and some tabs as well. So that was a purchased item. And then the other items that I purchased were to go with charts and kits. Excuse me. So I'll share some of those when we go over the stitching that I did while I was there. So this was a gift item, and if I'm able to tell you who these are from, I absolutely will. And if not, and you're watching this, I really appreciate these items. So this is a very cute little clip-on bag. It is so cute. What I can tell you about who gave this to me is this is the lovely gal who won the grand prize, a free, all expenses paid trip to StitchCon next year. So congratulations to her, and thank you for that very cute bag. The Sweet Hathaway Stitchers, love them. They are so sweet. They gave these really cute silks for you. So they each picked their favorite color and gave us a skein of these silks. This is a really cute idea. And then they have a scanner on the back that I'm not going to show you, but it is a free chart for a name tag pattern, and I thought that was really cute. All right, so these were from Janice Davis, and they are floss drops. Whoops. These are floss drops, and if you guys know me, you know I love a floss drop. So she had her card here. And then these are what the floss drops look like. Look at the back. Isn't that so cute? This would be a really cute kit for a small chart. It's got 5 on there, so definitely could use those for a small. I got this adorable pair of these small, very convenient scissors. Now these are actually really helpful, and I'm flying for the first time later this year to go to Stitch West, and I'm going to bring these with me on the plane. Now, this wonderful gal, Julie Dixon of CJS Stitching Corner, gave me 2 needle minders. She was so sweet. She gave me 2 different colors. I love needle minders, so these are going to be going on my needle minder board, which is right over there, as soon as I can. I'm also thinking of doing a needle minder tour video, so you may see that coming in the future because I love needle minders. This was a purchased item. I picked this up from Keepsakes, and just as I said, I love floss drops, and these are different floss drops from Keepsakes. So we've got the store itself, we've got 310 the cat, some pictures from inside the shop, This is their Stitchy barn. Looking down the stairs at all of the beautiful stitching. And then one more, which is the sign that has 310 on it. So very cute. They were super affordable, so I thought that was awesome to pick up. All right. I have another needle minder. So this is from Marissa McConnell, and this is Crafting Without Kids, and I thought this was so funny. She's from Wisconsin, I do believe, and she gave us a cheese needle minder. That's so funny. Okay, next up is Emily Nowalski. Hopefully I said that wrong. This is Short and Stitchy. Look at this. Look at this cute little needle minder. It's a strawberry. So I'm actually going to put this on the project I'm working on right now. So I'm actually going to take it off now because it's strawberry and I'm doing it for the Strawberry Moon Sal. So perfect. All right, another needle minder is this cutie pie little cat. So he is so darn cute. Oh my gosh, look at him. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. So cute. Not sure who that one's from. Then we got two of the little excess fabric holders. So those are super helpful. I'm actually going to put those in my stitching basket. Got this is from Allison Norris, and this is AllieCat13 on Instagram, and she made these little flat coasters. So these are the fabrics that were on mine, and then this is the back. So cute. Maybe I'll put that over here too. Cute. All right, then this is from Nancy Green, so in Green 13, and she chose the Color and Cotton Mystery Floss, and she gave us that on a floss drop. So very, very sweet. Thank you for that. All right, this is a floss drop from Legal Alley Stitches with her pups on it. And then on the back, it's got a spot for you to put your floss maker and the color. These are from my dear friend Heather, and I'm pretty sure they originated with me, but they are so cute. She let me pick, and she of course put a dog on it. But these are the buttons, the mini thread holders from Les Secrets de Marie, and they're so pretty. I love them. This came from the Virginia Stitcher. So this is a little needle minder box. It's so cute, and it's got a magnet on the inside of it as well. So this will also be going on my needle minder board. All right, now this was very unique and very, very cool. So this is from Lisa Duffin from Lisa Huzzah Presents. Oh, Lady Huzzah Presents, that's right. She made these little needle holders. Oh my gosh. So these are all real acorn toppers. She washed them all by hand and then attached this felt ball to them and included some pins in there for us. I thought that was so cute and unique. That is so fun. All right. And then with the little fabric holders, we also got 2 sewing clips, which are very helpful. I use these when I make project bags for myself because I only make them for myself because they're not excellent. Now, this is a purchase. You guys know I had to have one of these. This is 310 the cat. They made a needle minder of 310, and I just love, love, love this little kitty. And it even has the little docked ear. Oh my gosh. If you don't know the story of 310, 310 is their shop kitty that came to them as a stray. So, you know, a little close to my heart. You know how I am with the animals. This is from Lynn X Stitches Creates, and she gave us this really cute little 2025 charm to put on a bag or on one of our projects. This was another gift from Heather, and I also think this one originated with me. She let me pick it, which I was so excited about because I love decorating my bags. And this is the Lady Dot Creates zipper pull, and this is the beach edition. So cute. All right, now this one doesn't have a name on it either, but the gals who dropped this off was so cute. This is just a little bag zipper pull that says StitchCon 2025. Very sweet. I love a handmade item like that. Also got a sticker for the Hathaway Stitchers. All right, and my sweet friend Milka, love her so much. You'll be able to see some pictures we took together. But she passed out her Flosstube, which is Mega Stitches. And she gave me 2 different cards. And then her website is milkasrealm.com. A nice lady passed out these frogs. So I kept this on the table next to me because we want to keep the frog away. All right, these are Floss Fairy Wands from Jamie Santiago. Hi, Jamie, if you're watching. These are from Jamie, and her Instagram is Stitcher1453. So Jamie's been a long-time member in our group, so it was great to meet her. And then we also got this really cute little green frogger, because, you know, sometimes frogs happen. And then I also got a sticker from an Instagram handle here, and it's Plarain. Hopefully I'm saying that right. We'll save that for the end. And then we got another little wand here. This one's pink. This one is from Vintage Cottage Stitches, and they have an Etsy, Vintage or Cottage Stitches for Etsy, and then their YouTube as well. And it's a tail tool, and it's used to bury threads under stitches. This is very, very convenient if you like to play thread chicken like I do. So this is an item that is going to be going immediately into my table side bin. All right. This is from Crafty Stitches, and this is the Flosstube for electric stitcher. So I was really excited. This is from Danielle. I was so excited. Look at the charm that she gave me. It is a stinking chonky Siamese cat. You guys know I was excited about that. I actually got up from stitching and had to go find her to tell her thank you because I was so excited. Okay, and then this is also from our Wisconsin friend. This is a little piece of cheese, and it says, "You are brilliant. I may be a tiny cheese, but I believe in you. Go do your thing. Tiny cheese has your back whenever you need to pick me up." And it is a tiny cheese with a smile on its face. Very cute. All right. Then I got a sticker from my sweet friend Karen at Stitching Past My Bedtime. So her daughter actually designed this, which is really cool. So go check them out. And then we've got a, I'm not sure who gave me this, but it says cross stitching with friends is the bee's knees. Another sticker. So cute. This is maybe a little decorative chip, and it says make today great. And then there is a little zipper pull that is a sewing machine. Not sure who those are from though. Now this one is from my friend Karen. So Gentle Arts is her favorite. She's in our Gentle Arts club and she loves Gentle Arts. So she brought skeins and let everyone pick the Gentle Arts that they wanted. So I went with Blueberry, which is number 230, and it's so pretty. Love the variegation in that thread. Then we got some candies from Laura from Costa Rica. Gave me these yummy candies. I've got some floss drops from the Sunshine Stitchers. Yay. So we've got a set of 5 floss drops. Love. And there's a spot on the back, I'm going to cover this up, that has name and your color number. So I've got lots of floss drops, guys. This was a really cool and unique gift. This was from Janice Davis, and she gave a needle minder that's actually a quarter of her state. So she's in Alabama, and it's really, really, check that out. Isn't that cool? So that'll go on my board. Now, another gift that we got from StitchCon was this awesome thread holder, and it says "This Way to StitchCon 2025." So that was the theme of this StitchCon. Then I got this box from Tiger Lily Designs. So it's a nice little metal box. And then inside, it's got all kinds of goodies. It's got a different theme of DMC. So the box is Tiger Lily, but these are actually from Those Missing Stitches, and I actually saved this till the end because I want to show you her fabric too. So this is my sweet friend Lynn. So she gave me this. She gave me a discount code, so I'm not going to show you that one. And then she gave us a cute floss drop as well as a zipper pull. Again, you guys know how I love my zipper pulls. And then she gave us a needle minder. Look, it's cats reading a book. Love cats, of course. And then this beautiful tin is also fantastic. So the tin is from Tiger Lily, and then she filled it up with all those goodies. And then she also gave some of us a piece of her fabric as a gift. So this is a 14 by 18. I picked a 36 count linen in Rugged Rochester. Let me show this to you. This is really pretty. So it is a blue gray. I'm gonna fold it over so it's not so transparent for you. That's what it looks like. Very usable, beautiful color. So I was really excited about this. She gave these out last year too to some of us, and I was secretly hoping that she had them again this year, but it was a hard decision on what I was gonna pick. But you know, 36 count steals my heart. It's my preferred stitching fabric. I apologize for the noise. If I don't put stuff away now, it will never get put away. All right. And then one more little gift here to round out. So this one, we have a beautiful counting pen. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, so pretty. That's going in my box. This is a Kit Kat from Japan. It's cheesecake flavored. I'm gonna eat that when this is over. And then I thought this was a nice way to end the haul portion of this video. This is a photo frame for me to put the picture that we took at StitchCon in. I thought this was really cute. It's also very me. Bling, bling. Love it. So what I'm going to do now is pause the video, get this cleaned up, and pull my 5 new start projects that I worked on at StitchCon. So be right back. Hey, I'm back, and I brought all 5 of my projects that I started at StitchCon. So this wasn't really a planned start-a-thon. I brought a few of these charts that I wanted to start, but now I got some fire under my behind, and I had to get started. So my guinea pigs are like losing their minds over there. I was looking over there because they're going crazy, running all around. They just had some snacks. But let's go ahead and talk projects. So this is a project bag from Melissa, and these are sold through us. This is one of our traditional project bags. So I'm going to show my bags because I'm very proud of them. And then this is the zipper pull that we got as a departure gift from StitchCon. So it has the navigation there, the year 2025, and then this says find joy in the journey right there. So I put this on this bag since I started this project at StitchCon. I thought that it was fitting. So let me just clip it back on there, and let's look at the first project. So this project was not planned. This is a project that I'm starting with my dear friends Karen and Barbara. So this was many of the items that I purchased at Keepsakes because I wanted to start while I was there. So I will show you. I purchased some fabric and I already had the chart. So this is the Artsy Housewife, a study in garden fairies. So this was kind of one of those charts. This one came out at Nashville 2025 that the moment it dropped, I gasped and knew I had to stitch this chart. So it was already in my to be stitched bin, but I have a lot of charts in my to be stitched bin. But the Artsy Housewife had a trunk show at StitchCon in the annex and had one of these stitched, and Karen was like, ooh, I love that a lot. And then Barbara was like, ooh, I love that a lot too. And I was like, ooh, me too. And we were like, let's stitch it. So I got, you know, some fire and wanted to stitch it. So I had to pick up a piece of fabric. Now you know, I don't like to waste fabric, and so I wanted to get a piece of fabric that would fit this, but so I got an 1/8, and it's going to be a little snug, but this is 36 count linen from Manny Didana, and this is Evening Sky. Now I'm going to be like professional floss tuber here and hold up my board. So you're going to be able to see, oops. So you guys are able to see, I know the lighting's not great, by the way. I do have a light coming to attach to my new phone holder, but this will have to do for today. You'll see it better in the Whip Parade. So you're going to be able to see that this has different splotches of color. It's mainly a neutral, but it's got different bursts of color. And so the only stitching I actually got done on this piece was in the dead center. Let me get closer so you can see. So it's going to look just like that. So this is just working on the stem, very basic stitches, but was able to get the project going. So what I'm going to do is pull out the threads so you can see what really drew me. I did buy all the called for threads for this chart because I feel that in this chart they are all used in the way that you're going to see them. So there were 2 DMCs and the rest were what I call fancy floss. I don't know if everyone else calls them that, but that's what I call them. So let me lay these so you're able to see sorta what they're looking like. So hopefully you're able to get a general idea there of the colors. So this is a really bright orangey color. That is Lobster Claw from Classic Colorworks, and it is really, really bright, but it's so necessary for the butterflies. So what I'm going to do is roll this up a little bit and show you those threads on that fabric. I really feel like the colors in the fabric make the threads pop. So that was my first start, and that one was unplanned. That was an unplanned start, but that is a study in garden fairy. So if you're stitching this or would like to stitch it, Millennial Fabrics does carry this pattern. I have them in stock and ready to go if you'd like to stitch this with us. And then I picked the Manny Didana Evening Sky as my fabric choice in 36 count linen. All right. Next up was a planned start. So this was a start that I've been wanting to start since Nashville, and then I was gifted this project bag from Boulder Valley Stitching for my birthday, and it fit my theme perfectly, so I had to do it. So here is my project bag. It's a vinyl front, like I said, from Boulder Valley. We also carry Boulder Valley and have a fabric bag of the month and bag of the quarter through them as well. So this is one of the vinyl bags, and that's the background there. So it's kind of got that Americana vibe, but it's not too in your face. And then I did make that zipper pull as well. All right, so this is Mount Vernon 1761, and it was a collaboration between Twin Peaks Primitives and Finally a Farm Girl. So that's what the chart looks like, and I'm doing the sampler up here. So let me give you a little bit of information as to why I selected this chart. So I grew up in Winchester, Virginia, and so there's a whole lot of George Washington around there. His office was there in Winchester, and you can go and tour it. I'm also obsessed with Hamilton, and so I love George Washington and Hamilton, and I just think he's a pretty cool dude, you know? So this is a little different than what I normally stitch, but it had 2 houses on it too. And I love houses, but George Washington, Mount Vernon just kind of have a little bit of a special meaning to me from where I grew up. So that is why I chose that chart. And this is my very small but mighty start. So I'm a center starter because I get nervous. So you can see the apple there in the middle is where I started. And this is being stitched on 36 count platinum. If you know me, you know why I'm grinning, because platinum is like my kryptonite. I love it, and I stitch probably 80% of my projects on it. So, yes, platinum. So let me get this back in here. All right, so that was a planned start. Next up, I have a stitch along that I am hosting. Now, this was a planned start. I've had this bad boy ready to rock and roll, okay? So this is the bag. This is another Boulder Valley bag, and this one is like pink strawberry milk themes. You might know where this is going, and then I made this cute zipper pull to go with it. And this is going to be Strawberry Milk from Annie B's Folk Art. That is what the chart is. And then we have a stitch along going on right now that I just launched today. We have this chart in stock if you'd like to pick it up from us. I am stitching the DMC conversion for this chart. It's really nice, small, and we're stitching it together. So you can get some more information about that on the Facebook page. But this was a planned start, and I stitched the whole middle house. I went a little ham on this one, and I stitched that whole middle house. Now, I will say, this is the called for color, but it looks much more red than pink like the picture. So just keep a heads up on that, but I am doing called fors, but very cute. So I stitched the whole house and then the beginning of that walkway there. And this is another piece of 36 count platinum. I have like a whole theme going on here. All right. Next up was my last planned start of the weekend. So this is in a lovely Welcome Stitchery 2025 bag. So this was an exclusive kit from Teresa Kogut for her Welcome Stitchery event. I was able to purchase this from Welcome Stitchery. We had a trunk show at this event, and then heads up, I do plan to attend this event in person next year, is my goal. So that bag is an exclusive from her, and the chart is Creators Praise. Creators Praise looks just like this, and it came as a kit. So the called for is Duxbury by Fox and Rabbit. It is a 40 count. Now you guys know 36 count is my happy place. 40 count's a little big for me, or a little small for me. But this is what the full piece looks like. I only started in the very, very, very middle. Fold it back up so you can see. I started and stitched just that door. Now, I will say that the this chart calls for fancy flosses, and the kit included them. You can really see the variegation. You see that? You're really able to see that variegation. So in this chart, I would most certainly use the called for fancy flosses to get that variegation. I'm really excited to stitch the house and also these plants down below. And then the quote says, "From all that dwells below the sky, let the Creator's praise arise. Let the Redeemer, the E's are funky. Let the Redeemer's name be sung through every land by every tongue." Look at the E's and Redeemer. It's very cute, but I was like, what is that letter? It's very, very cute. And of course, I'm going to change the year up top to 2025. So that was my last planned start. But there was an exciting update at StitchCon, and this was that they had an exclusive design. So in the past, oh gosh, her name is evading me. Oh geez. Sue Hillis, the lovely Sue Hillis, sorry about that, has been the one to design the StitchCon exclusive. However, Sue Hillis has taken a step back from designing. She was there though and visited us. So the wonderful heart and hand Cecilia Turner has taken her place. So here is the bag I chose for the exclusive StitchCon project, and I included a little charm that my dear friend Barbara made with this cute little mushroom on the end there. I see you, Barbara. And inside is the exclusive Kindred Friends, and this is the exclusive for StitchCon this year, and I just fell in love with it. So let me tell you a little bit about the elements here. So we have a tomato. So last year the tomato was in the auction and sold for a lot for the charity. It says Friends here. This is supposed to represent Barbara handing out her heart, and then we have down here 310 the cat, the Stitchy bus here, and then this is supposed to be keepsakes here. Now, that chart is fantastic. However, there is an exclusive border that you could only get at StitchCon. So I went in the old annex and picked up that chart, and then I also picked up the called for fabric, which was from Teresa, my friend at Needle Bling, and I picked up a 32 count linen 1/8 in her beautiful color cookie dough, and I stitched the entire custom border for StitchCon. So I did a top start on this one because there was a lot of extra fabric. So I'm sorry about that fold mark. There. So that's the exclusive border, and then the chart will go on the inside there. So it says this way to StitchCon, and I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then I also picked up the specialty threads from Classic Colorworks, and then I also, of course, comes with these beautiful floss drops, which I love. So here is all of the colors for the exclusive. Very, very pretty. I'm loving this, and it's really been challenging for me not to stitch more on this because I just love how the colors are looking. I love how the border looks, and I want to get this framed up. And so what I'm thinking about doing with this, because it's a nice small and it's almost photo sized, is finishing this up and then finishing it with one of those frames that has a picture above and a picture below, and putting our group table picture here. That's my thought. That's my finishing idea in my brain, but we will of course see how that goes. So those are all 5 of my StitchCon Mania starting event I had with me, myself, and I. It was quite a challenge. I was stitching in the car on the way home to complete my little challenge to myself. So all in all, I had an amazing time at StitchCon. I can hardly wait to sign up for StitchCon 2026. I'm definitely going to be aiming for weekend A again. So that being said, I think a lot of my friends are going to take a skip year of StitchCon to attend some other retreats, but where I'm doing Millennial Fabrics full time now, I'm able to attend some more retreats. So my plan is to be there. So if you're going to be trying to get in next year, keep that in mind, and I'd love to sit together and chat. As far as Millennial Fabrics, make sure you guys are in our Facebook group, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel here, because we are going to be having lots of videos coming soon, including lots of giveaways. Lots of giveaways. I've required some stuff that I want to share with all of you. So make sure you're subscribed and make sure you're in our Facebook group. We are active as heck in there multiple times a day, and it's the best way to reach me directly. You can find us at www.millennialfabrics.com, and we'll be happy to help you in any way that we can. We do hand-dyed fabrics, but we are also a full-fledged online cross-stitch shop, so we can help you with any and all of your needs. As far as meeting me and hanging out in person, I am going to be heading up to the Annabella's Girls Weekend Getaway here in the next few weeks. So I will be there, and then I have lots of trips coming up in the next few months, including Stitch Away. So if you're gonna be there, let me know, because I would love to see you. I'm flying for the first time and I'm so nervous, but I'm hoping that it will be okay. But yes, I'm excited for this video to go live. It's kind of our jump back into Flosstube. Hopefully I can get Nathan to make a few appearances here and there. He is working on some active projects right now, but he works a lot of overtime, so he doesn't get a lot of time to stitch. But that being said, I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much, Keepsakes, Barbara, Stephanie, Pam, for an amazing StitchCon 2025. I wish I was there right now for